not gonna be a long stream. This will be a short stream. But is head coach Sean McDermott in the hot seat? There's a short answer. Yes, he is. Let me make a poll in the chat very quickly. Start that poll. Is this McDermott's last year in Buffalo? There is a chance, man. Lately it's just had. I mean, it's just year after year. It's McDermott and this stupid play calls causing us to lose games. Why don't you? Why didn't you run the ball with like 40? What was it, like 20 to? It was somewhere under a minute left to go in the game. We could have took it to overtime, but no, you choose to pass the ball 3 times to go downfield, possibly tie it up, or possibly win the game. We could have took it to overtime to also probably win. Like, why do you do that? And then he takes blame after the game. After the game, he says, "Oh, we shouldn't have done that. I should be smarter." But you say that every year after every game. It just has to stop at some point. And when is it going to stop? It's like every year during the playoffs. Oh, it's my fault. I shouldn't have called. What was it with 13 seconds? I shouldn't have called man 3 deep. We should have played middle of the field more. And what did he do? He took blame for it. So it's just like, when is it going to stop? When is Sean McDermott going to stop? I just don't know. Sean McDermott is ruining Josh Allen's career, and it's not even an over-exaggeration at this point, and it needs to stop. Joe Brady, he has not been calling perfect games anymore. I mean, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. I mean, how much patience can Brandon Beane and the Pagulas have with Sean McDermott? I mean, we went to the playoffs year after year after year. First year we make it to the playoffs, we lose to the Texans. Second year we make it to the AFC Championship, lose to the Chiefs. Third year we make it back. We go to the divisional round, we lose to the Chiefs with 13 seconds because of Sean McDermott. There's like a surrounding point here. What I'm trying to get to, it's every time it's just been Sean McDermott. Texans game, it was Sean McDermott. I mean, he literally admitted it to being him. He said it was him. It was Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott has taken blame for all these mistakes, yet he never corrects his mistakes. I mean, how do you take the blame for it and then just not correct it? What sense does that make? It's like, how much patience does Brandon Beane really have? And Sean McDermott even said, like, with around the receiver room, like, it's concerning, but they have faith in the guys. It's always been, we've had faith in the guys. At this point, you can't. I mean, Cam Coleman's a rookie. He's gonna make rookie mistakes. He's not gonna be perfect, but like, you need someone to mentor him. And who's mentoring him? Khalil Shakir, who is a great mentor because he's been in the league. He knows what he's doing. He's a great player, but he is injured right now. And he just can't be that all-around guy. He's just not. He's more meant to be a slot receiver. He's just not that guy. Or he's that guy, but he's not that guy. If you know what I mean, like, he's a great number 2 receiver, Khalil Shakir is, with the possibility to be a number 1, but he's not the number 1 guy right now. Either is Keon Coleman. So pretty much we're playing with a roster of a bunch of number 2s, if you really think about it. And Matt Collins, who had a few dropped passes last game, which is just terrible. It's really terrible. I mean, we have just not been playing to our potential. And it's just really been bad. It's just been really, really bad. It's just getting really bad with Sean McDermott. It just can't get any worse. I mean, he he makes up these excuses game after game. He takes credit for the losses. Like, how can he do this? It's like this is my one question, and if I ever see Brandon Bean in person again, which I have met him before, I'm gonna ask him how much patience do you and Bakulas have with Sean McDermott because he just keeps but it's just like it's the same thing week after week. He makes up the same exact excuse. All he ever says is, "Oh, it was my fault. We're gonna take a look in the film room and fix it," which he never does. Like, it's like, how do you keep saying that, dude? It's like first, it's just it's all started during that 13-second game. We made it to the, you know what I mean? High own handy. If you really look at it, and then big heads he took from Baltimore, and the big hit he took from Houston, put him in concussion mode. That's another thing I'm saying. That's a good point. That's a good point right there because this is what I'm saying. Josh Allen, he absolutely had a concussion during that game. Let me see if I can pull up the clip. I mean, he was knocked out. I do not care what anybody says. He was sleeping. They say it was a chest and ankle injury. No, it was not. He was knocked out. They took him into the medical tent. They took him into the medical tent. What was it, like 30 seconds later, Mitch Trubisky gets one play. They run the ball. Mitch Trubisky comes back out, and Josh Allen comes back out, and he's playing. And obviously, he was out of it a little bit. He was not himself. He he was definitely injured. They said he cleared concussion protocol, and I just don't believe it. I'm gonna be honest with you, because why did they offer him smelling salts on the sideline? That's my question. They're not gonna offer him smelling salts on the sideline, if it's not to like wake him up a little bit, which is not coming from an ankle injury. Um, I mean he was knocked out. In my opinion, he was knocked out. Let's see if I can pull up the clip here, but like in my opinion, he was knocked clean out. I mean, his arm was literally limp. Like his, like he rolled over his arm. I just like, there's just no way he was knocked out. It's just like he was absolutely. Let me see if I can, like, even medical doctors were looking at that clip and reviewing that clip, saying that like he was knocked out and he had a concussion. I mean, it's just the facts. Like, it's just crazy. It's like I genuinely think the Bills organization lied about Josh Allen not having concussion. I'm going to be honest. Like that's like my actual opinion. I think they just needed him back in the game, which he still ended up losing that game when we were in the red zone due to bad play calling. It's like we have these spurts of just greatness. Like we'll have 3 good plays in a row, then out of nowhere, a run gets stopped, and then we just go 3 and out. Okay, so we'll have first down, first down, first down. Then out of nowhere, we run the ball with Ty Johnson or James Cook. It's stopped. Then we have a 3 and out. We're either punting the ball, we're going for it, and we're not getting it. And it's just been that same cycle for the last 2 weeks. And I honestly put all that blame on Sean McDermott. I mean, obviously the players have a part of it. Mac Hollins, you got to catch that ball. Josh Allen launched up to you. It was in your hands. He just didn't track it. It's like, it's just been the same thing. And that's my favorite team. And I've been a Buffalo Bills fan for 21 years, and I'm 44. And I'm 44 now. I believe that they should send him out of this game. I agree. There's no way he doesn't have a concussion. There's just no way. That hit was dirty. I mean, he smacked his head harder than Tua I mean, Josh Allen, and he didn't smack it once. He smacked his head twice on the ground. He smacked his head twice, not once. He smacked his head twice. When I look up Josh Allen, the first search thing is knocked unconscious. I mean, here, there's a short of it. I mean, hold on, let me see if I can get this. You're not telling me. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can display capture. Let me get rid of the Bills background right here. You're not telling me right here in this clip Let me actually turn my face cam off just so you guys can see this. You're not telling me right here he's not knocked out. I mean, that's not an ankle injury. Right there, look how hard he hits his head twice. That is not an ankle injury. Look at his arm go limp right there. I mean, that's not an ankle injury. I mean, he smacked his head right there. And look, his arm right there goes limp. Like, your body would protect yourself with your arm. No, he was knocked out. He had a concussion. He smacked his head. There's no way. There's just no way. Like you're not gonna tell me he wasn't knocked unconscious. I'm just gonna be honest. Like he was just knocked clean out in that game, and the Bills organization lied about it. And I'm a heavy Bills fan, you know. And the Bill they lied about it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, like they lied about it. They put him back in the game because, you know, he's the franchise guy. He's who protects the franchise. I mean, it's Josh Allen. When Josh Allen's in the game, you always have that chance of winning. So they took him into the medical tent. They took him in there for not even 2 plays. I mean, Mitch Trubisky got 1 play, and then they put Josh Allen back out there, which you could tell he was just not looking like himself. I mean, he was out of it 100%. I mean, like I'm gonna say it again. They offered him smelling salts. They're not gonna offer you smelling salts over a little ankle twist or a little chest injury. It's because he was out of it and they had to wake him up. That's just how it is. It's like, you're not gonna tell me otherwise. Sean McDermott is quite literally ruining Josh Allen's career, because Sean McDermott just, I don't know, there's just something about him, man. It's like Sean McDermott just like, he just has the worst decision making ever. We have the chance. We have like what, 20 seconds. You're not taking it downfield. I mean, there's a chance when you have Josh Allen to throw it downfield. But receivers haven't been catching the ball all game, other than that one awesome touchdown to Keon Coleman. But I mean, receivers haven't been catching balls all game. We haven't had a great running game. James Cook has played all right. He had a pretty good yardage during that game, but just run the ball 3 times. Get it out of the back of the end zone, because then there's a chance of the safety even on the punt if the punter accidentally steps out of bounds. It's like, just play the safe game and take it to overtime. Like, I understand Josh Allen has not won a single overtime game in his career, but who cares? It's safer than them winning the game. They had 1 completion and they put it up and win. They literally needed like 5 yards to be in their kicker's field goal range. Like, Sean McDermott just doesn't think, and then after the game he always has the same excuse. And he says it's his fault. He takes blame for it. It's like, so many head coaches are starting to get fired for this kind of thing. Robert Saleh fired today over the Jets' terrible start. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up with Sean McDermott anymore, man. I mean, how many years are they going to let him just, like, make dumb decisions and then say, oh, we have faith in Sean McDermott, he always turns it around? I mean, he is a defensive-minded coach. I mean, our defense yesterday, or Sunday, I mean, they didn't play terrible. I mean, they didn't play their best for sure. I mean, the first 3 games, our defense was on fire, our offense was on fire. Of course, we won all them 3 games. But I mean, Dorian Williams, I mean, man, that kid is something, huh? But for people that watch that game, Dorian Williams, I mean, he was flying all over the field. Dorian Williams was, I mean, he was going crazy. But seriously, I mean, Sean McDermott, in my opinion, this could be his last year in Buffalo if we don't make it to the Super Bowl. I think he's getting fired at the end of the season. And I liked Sean McDermott until he got to the point where he's putting Josh Allen in when you know he has a concussion. If I'm the head coach, I'm just saying, Josh, sit down for the rest of the game. It's the end of the game. It's not like it's just halftime and we still have a lot of football to play left and we're still down by whatever it was. We were down by like 14. No, it's the end of the game. We're in the red zone. Put Trubisky and try to get the score in, because we lost anyway. So, like, maybe it would have been a different outcome if Mitch Trubisky played anyway. I'm not saying, you know what I mean? It's like he was out of it. Josh Allen clearly had an injury. We all knew it. He smacked his head. He was knocked out. You're not going to tell me it was an ankle injury. I mean, he wasn't even grabbing at his ankle at all. I mean, it was terrible. It's terrible that a coach will do that just to win a game, man. And I understand we needed to win that game, and we should have won that game. I mean, there's just so many little mistakes that kept us from winning that game. Like we should have won that game. We were like, how many times were we in the red zone? I mean, we just couldn't get the ball in the end zone for that. Except for that, I think James Cook might have scored that game, and then I know Keon Coleman had that super nice touchdown. And then people are hating on Keon Coleman. He's gonna make rookie mistakes. You can't expect him to come in first year and be that number one guy. I mean, that's just not how it works. And then Khalil Shakir being injured, Mac Hollins dropping the football, Keon Coleman, he got hit in the back of the head with the ball. I think Dalton Kincaid might have had a drop during this game. That's another bad coaching decision by Sean McDermott. Dalton Kincaid caught that ball on the sideline, and Sean McDermott chose not to challenge it. And he stood by that choice, and I completely disagree with him. I mean, you have to challenge that. You have to challenge that. I mean, he clearly caught the ball. He had possession, and he hit the ground. I mean, like, Sean McDermott just doesn't think. It's like, when Dorian Williams got that fumble recovery, we 100% should have scored on that. I mean, we were in the red zone. Like, we just could not get anything going. It was so bad. And it was such a disappointing look for the Bills because the Bills started off so hot. And then out of nowhere, the Ravens just walk all over us, blow us out. And then now we're playing like this. And now we're facing the Jets on Monday, who everyone is going to say, if this was 3 weeks ago when the Bills were 3-0 and playing great, they would say the Bills are going to blow the Jets out. And now we don't know because they have an interim head coach in, which for some reason, whenever there's an interim head coach in, they always end up winning a few games in a row because that coach wants to prove that he could be the actual head coach of the team because he's not the guaranteed head coach for next year. So he's going to try his best to get his team going. And you could look at it. I mean, Antonio Pierce, when he became the Raiders head coach, they started winning games. Joe Brady, when he became the Bills interim offensive coordinator, we won so many games in a row, got second seed in the AFC and first in the AFC East. I mean, we can't go into this Jets game thinking it's an automatic win and it's an easy win, even just looking at their record. They have a good team. They have Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, which our run defense has been terrible, absolutely terrible. And we're missing who? Ed Oliver and Austin Johnson. We're missing Ed Oliver and Austin Johnson, our two main D tackles right now, because Daquan Jones, we give him all this money in the offseason. He hasn't. I don't even think he has a sack on the season. It's like Brandon Beane. He's one of the best GMs in the league. He knows what he has to do. When it's the trade deadline, like November 5th, maybe November 6th, something around there. It's early November. I know that, and he will make a trade. I promise you that. I don't know if it's going to be for receiver. Some receivers, I mean, there's Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, stuff like that. But man, I mean, Sean McDermott, he just never corrects his mistakes. I mean, it's just dumb. It's just so dumb. When it's the 13 seconds versus Kansas City, which we should have won that game. Like, I mean, they're all the way back. They have 13 seconds. All you have to do is stop a deep pass. Like, you just can't let them get 40 yards. With 13 seconds, and you let them get 40 yards. You let them get that 40 yards by letting them throw it in the field, and then after the game you say, oh, it was my call. So you took away Leslie Frazier's call. Yeah, I mean, last year Josh Allen played absolutely terrible versus the Jets on Monday Night Football, given it was the first game of the season. So, I mean, Josh Allen, he's up and down first game of the season. I mean, a couple years ago, he played terrible. And then versus the Rams, the one season, he played great. This year, he played great in the first game of the season versus the Cardinals. But, I mean, Sean McDermott is getting these chances, which most head coaches don't get. I mean, he is lucky. He has Brandon Beane and the Pagulas. Because most head coaches, they make this many mistakes, they're gone. And the only reason he's staying is because he keeps getting us to the playoffs every year. Okay? That is the only reason he has stayed on this team. It's because he has brought us to the playoffs every year. And at this point, I'm saying, like, let Josh Allen be the offensive coordinator. Let him see what he sees on the field and call the plays, because Joe Brady these last 2 games has been calling horrible games. I mean, like when the run game doesn't work, what do they do the next play? They run the ball, and guess what happens? Just take a wild guess. It doesn't work, and they keep running the ball, and then our O line. I don't even want to get into I don't even want to get into O line right now because our O line. I don't even understand. I don't know if anybody in chat watched the Saints versus Chiefs yesterday, but I mean Patrick Mahomes has so much time in the pocket. He barely ever has to roll out, and it's sad just watching because like the first 3 games of the season, Josh Allen had so much time and he was just slinging the ball. When Josh Allen has time, he does Josh Allen things. When Josh Allen doesn't have time, he has to run out of the pocket. He has to try to find something open. He has no time to look, and he just throws it. And usually, he makes a mistake, but somehow he has no interceptions on the season. No, he has no interceptions on the season. He should have had some versus the Texans. Yeah, I mean, Stephon Diggs, listen, I mean, yes, he was, I mean, he was amazing for the Bills. Stephon Diggs was absolutely amazing for the Bills. And then I don't think he liked actually how Joe Brady switched up the offense at the end of the season. Just taking him almost out of the offense completely. I mean, he barely had any catches towards the end of the season. And do you expect him not to be frustrated? He's been a number 1 receiver since he came to Buffalo. And now we get this new offensive coordinator coming in. And then Diggs is never getting the ball, which worked. But you can't expect him to be happy. Now, how would our season look right now if Diggs was still on the team? I don't know. We probably wouldn't have even drafted Keon Coleman, to be honest with you. We might have. We might not have. I don't even know if we would have been looking for a receiver. Well, let's get to the point. Is Sean McDermott getting fired this offseason? My opinion is if the Bills don't make it to the Super Bowl, or at least make a deep run into the playoffs, maybe AFC Championship, he's getting fired. I mean, not many head coaches get this many chances. I mean, they fired Robert Saleh today because their team starts off, what are they, 2-3 right now or something? 3-2? No, they're not 3-2. They're 2-3, I think. It's like the Bills have so much patience with coaches and sometimes with players. I mean, we're just not even utilizing players right. I mean, Keon Coleman should be getting used way more. I don't know why. What was Sean McDermott's thought process during the game? I think it was during the Dolphins game. You're benching Keon Coleman half the game when he didn't play a single snap until almost the second half, and then when he comes in, he scores a touchdown on like his first drive in the game. It's like you can't keep the kid out. He's one of our number 1 receivers on the team right now. Curtis Samuel, he's been absent this whole season. Like, what has Curtis Samuel done this season for us? And we give him all that money. What did we give him, like a 3-year contract for 20-something million or something, or 14 million, something around there. I mean, and then you have Dawson Knox, who had so many good years with the Bills, and now he's slowing down. Dalton Kincaid's not playing up to potential this year. We thought he was going to be, honestly, one of the Bills' number 1 receiver this year, and he just hasn't been playing up to his potential. I mean, the Bills have to change something, and I think Sean McDermott needs to be that change. I mean, there's literally not much to it. Sean McDermott has to be the change. That's exactly right. He gets us to the playoffs every year, but what does that mean when you're not doing anything with it? Like, we get to the playoffs, we get through the wild card every year. I mean, we usually destroy the team in the wild card. Everyone's like, oh my god, the Bills look so good in the playoffs, we're gonna win. We go into our second game. It comes down to a game-winning decision. We never get blown out in the playoffs. It always comes down to this game-winning decision that either falls on the kicker last year, Tyler Bass, wide right, or it comes down to a coaching mistake. It's never Josh Allen's fault. Or it comes down to the defense. And I'm going to say it straight out for people that I don't really care. It's never Josh Allen's fault that we lose in the playoffs. Yes, he's made some mistakes during the game, but he always finds a way to get us in winning position, and either the defense or the coaching or the kicker messes up. It's like you can't, like, how do you expect Josh Allen to even want to continue his career in Buffalo if that's just going to be the normal? It's just making it to the playoffs and losing. That's what the Bills are known for, is making it far and losing. 4 Super Bowls in a row. We lost every single one of them. We make it to the playoffs every year. We lose to the same team. Except for what? The Chiefs or the Bengals that one year. We got destroyed by the Bengals. That's the only time actually we got pretty much blown out in the playoffs, I guess. But it's like, we don't have patience for Sean McDermott anymore, and his sorry excuses saying, "Oh, oh God, yeah, we'll look at the film, we'll correct it next week." Oh, and then he never corrects it. He never corrects it. I mean, it's just the facts. Sean McDermott isn't the coach for Buffalo, and I hope I eat my words on this. I do. I hope we get to Super Bowl this year. I still have faith in this team. This team is definitely not done. I mean, we've showed greatness at the beginning of the year. Everyone was saying Josh Allen MVP. This last 2 weeks, he has not looked like the MVP at all. I mean, he's looked terrible the last. He hasn't looked terrible. Okay, he's had his little. He's had his you know, his plays, but I mean, he just hasn't looked like Josh Allen, and it's just like annoying for each other instead of trying to win the big one. I mean, that's exactly right. That's literally what I'm trying to like. We care more, like, how am I gonna word this? We care more about. I mean, it's gonna sound weird the way I'm gonna word it, but I hope some of you guys get it. We care about more the people. We care more about the people on our team than actually winning. Okay. We could have a super bad player on our team that is holding us back from winning, but our coaches and our staff have so much love for this player, they just don't want to get rid of him. And we won't get rid of him, even if it costs us big time games. And this, it's like, I don't know why the Bills work like that, but they do. They just do. And it's terrible. It's like that mindset has to go out the window. You need to make game-winning decisions. Get rid of McDermott. That's the first decision. I mean, we got some ballers on this team right now. We need to get rid of McDermott. I mean, it's just the truth. It's like, there's nothing else to it. I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, yes, he got us out of a playoff drought, a 25-year playoff drought. But we can't make it to the playoff every year and just keep losing. It's like we gotta win, and this year we got the team to do it. But then what? Von Miller, he's suspended for 4 weeks. Now it's 3 weeks after yesterday's game, so we still got another 3 weeks out. Von Miller, who's been playing pretty good on the season. It's like now, I mean, the injuries this year are just stacking up. I lose a lot of money on them every year. I mean, they just keep stacking up. It's like every year we make the same stupid mistakes, and it costs us every single year, and it's so annoying. And it all starts with McDermott. It's like McDermott's just gotta, like, he's gotta go unless he makes something happen this year. I mean, this is in my book this is his make or break season with Buffalo. I mean, if he doesn't make something happen this year, it's over for him. I mean, he's done in Buffalo, and he's got to be. I mean, he can't keep making the same mistakes. It's like, it's the same thing every year. It's the same thing every year. And it's just getting so hard to watch the Bill, and I feel bad for Josh Allen at some. It's like at some point I just feel bad for Josh Allen, because it's just like Josh Allen's trying to make something happen. He makes it happen, and then the defense comes out or the kicker comes out and makes a mistake and loses us the game. Josh Allen's pretty much putting his life on the line at this point. I mean, he smacked his head off the ground like a basketball. I mean, he literally smacked his head off the ground like a basketball. Goes in the blue tent. He didn't even go in the blue tent at first, by the way, guys. He sits on the sideline for for like a minute, and he's like, "Oh, I'm good." He's telling everyone he's good, but they're like, "No." The people upstairs are like, "No, you got to get evaluated." He gets evaluated. Comes out 30 seconds later. Literally a play later, Mitch Trubisky gets one play in the game. They offer him smelling salts on the sideline, and he's like, "Mitch Trubisky, get out. I'm coming in." And then what happens? Nothing. Tyler Bass puts up a field goal. We tie up the game. We stop the Texans. and we do nothing with it. We throw 3 passes in a row for some random reason. We like, why are you throwing the ball? We're not going to get downfield. The receivers have been dropping the ball all game. You're not getting downfield. You're just not. It's not going to happen. It's like, honestly, it's just getting terrible. I mean, Josh Allen's getting injury after injury this season. I mean, what else can he get? I mean, he has a concussion. I'm just gonna say it. I don't care if they put him on concussion. I don't care if they put him into the whatever concussion protocol. I don't really care. He has a concussion. He has the hand injury. He's still wearing a glove from the hand injury. I don't know why. It must be worse than people said it was, because he wouldn't be wearing a glove for what, 4 weeks now. I mean, it's like the Bills organization is just lying to us. That's literally genuinely how I feel about it. It's like I genuinely think the Bills organization is lying to all of us. I mean, I'm just gonna say it straight out. I think the Buffalo Bills organization is lying to every single one of us, and it's starting to get annoying. Yeah, this could be Sean McDermott's last season in Buffalo, absolutely. And now, who's other head coach candidates? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I do not know. And I bet Josh Allen will have a say in who becomes the next head coach. I mean, why wouldn't he? He's the star quarterback of the team. Without Josh Allen, I mean, games are just like, with Josh Allen on the team, you always have confidence, right? Once again, we're gonna look at that. That's literally what he says. I'm not even lying. You guys could go watch every Sean McDermott interview after a loss, and all he ever says is, "We're gonna go look at the tapes and correct it, and then we'll lose again because of the same reason." And he'll say the same thing. That's all he ever does. That's literally all he ever says. And it's just getting so aggravating. It's like I wish I could just talk to Pagula, man. I mean, Pagula and Brandon Bean have so much patience with this dude. I mean, after we lose the championship game, I could totally understand, us keeping McDermott, even though, I mean, that AFC championship game versus the Chiefs, that was just terrible. I mean, they did us pretty dirty, right? And then 13 seconds, I mean, that's just a coaching mistake. I mean, you call like a Hail Mary kind of play, knowing they're trying to get in field goal range. They're not going for a touchdown. They're going to try and get in field goal. They have 13 seconds and a timeout. So that's a dumb thing. And then obviously this past few days, I mean, it's just terrible coaching the entire game. That's exactly what I said. Run the ball, run the clock. Don't give the Texans a chance to get in field goal range here. Just run it to overtime and try to win it in overtime. I understand Josh Allen's 0 whatever, 4 in his career. I just don't care. I mean, you gotta take it to overtime. It's just a better chance. It's a better chance. I mean, what was Josh Allen's completion percentage during that game? I mean, it was absolutely horrible. It was terrible. He was like 9 for 30 or something. I mean, I mean, his head got literally, I've never seen someone hit their head hard off the ground like that. I mean, that was terrible. And he did it twice. His head bounced once off the ground, goes back down, and bounces off the ground again. Like, are you kidding? And then, hey, I appreciate the subscribe, by the way. Whoever else subscribed, I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. these are the Bills Talk Live. We also post episode of Bills Talk on the YouTube channel if you guys are interested. But anyway, yeah, like Sean McDermott, I mean, it's just we can't take more of him. And I don't think we'll fire him during the season. I just don't think Brandon Beane can do it. I don't think he has the balls to do it, to be honest with you. But if it comes this offseason and we make it to the divisional round and we lose again, to whether it's the Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens, I don't care. Sean McDermott's done. I mean, it's like we've made it to the playoffs so many years, back to back to back. I want them to go get go get Kansas City defensive. Who do they got? Steve Spagnuolo, I think. Hey, what's up, Ron? I'm very smart. He has taken 6 headshots in the last 2 games. You can tell me the next one is easier to get. Look at Tua's last KO. It was nothing to play. That's exactly right, Ron. And they put him back in the game knowing he got a concussion. I mean, you're not going to hit your head that hard and not have a concussion. I mean, there's just no way. There is just absolutely no way. I mean, he hit his head so hard. He was cleanly knocked out. I mean, we all saw it. He was knocked out. And then they tried to play it off like it was an ankle and chest injury, and we know it wasn't. They weren't even looking at his ankle at all. And the Bills organization lied to our faces. I mean, that's just what they're doing because if I'm going to be honest, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. It's just getting so bad. It's like they're not even caring about Josh Allen anymore. They're just kind of like, we need him to win games. We have to keep him in. That's literally what they're pretty much doing. And it's actually terrible. I mean, they're risking his career because they want to win games. Not to mention, we still lost the game. It's like, what? It's like Sean McDermott needs to go, man. Because he's the one that makes the final decision. He could have told Josh Allen after seeing the hit, which I would have did if I was a head coach. I would have said, Josh, sit down. You're done for the game. It's the end of the game. Put Trubisky in the game. I mean, it was the end of the game. It's not like it was halftime. I mean, it was the end of the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're in the red zone after that Dorian Williams recovered fumble. You gotta just like, that's a play you just gotta let Mitch Trubisky take over. Like, just sit Josh down for a minute. I mean, there's no reason not to. I understand you want to win the game, but we lost at the end of the day. And that's just what happened. I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, the Bills organization obviously just doesn't care. They're just like, we want to win. And we all want to win, but we got to do it safely. I mean, without Josh Allen, that would suck. Like, we all want Josh Allen to be playing great. We all want Josh Allen to do Josh Allen things, but all in a safe manner. Like, we can't let Josh Allen get injured. I mean, and they're making it seem like he didn't get injured. That's just like, that's crazy to me. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, his arm literally went limp. I mean, his arm folded over like this. And he just wasn't protecting himself. If he was awake, he would have put his hands down trying to protect himself. I mean, his arm was just fully limp. I mean, they're caring more about the game than the players, and we have to do that to a certain point, but not to the point where Josh Allen smacks his head off the ground twice. I mean, it bounced up and then hit again. He's cleanly knocked out. And they give him smelling salts and say, "Hey, Josh, you're good. Get back in the game." Which we all know he was not okay. We all know that. I mean, Josh Allen was not okay. Thanks for reading my shout outs, by the way. I'm from Eastern Shore. Shore for Virginia for lower. Yeah, I mean, look at the headshot helmet. It was nasty. I mean, I don't even know if I want him to play versus the Jets, which is probably crazy for me to say, but like, seriously. It's like, I don't want that on the screen. Turn that off. I'm just trying to figure something. Yeah, there we go. I wanted that. Hold on. I want that thing. I make it a little bit smaller. Oh, and then put this back. There we go. I mean, and Sean McDermott, I mean, any other head coach in the league would have said, hey, Andy Reid, even with Patrick Mahomes, would have said, listen, Mahomes, you gotta sit. I mean, these are literally like possible career-ending injuries that we're just letting him go back out and play off like it was nothing. I mean, that's what we're doing here. It's like, it's just getting out of hand. It is actually just getting out of hand. If you guys need to drop a like and drop a sub as we're trying to get to 500 subscribers. But anyway, I just want to know, like, this is exactly what I'd do if I was the head coach. I know I said it a couple times, but I would have said Josh Allen came by the blue tent saying, I want to go back in now. I said, no, you're good. Sit down, get healthy, come back in versus the Jets. But then you let him go back in. And then what if he hits his head again? That would be my first concern. Is if he hits his head again. I mean, that's serious brain damage causing. That's like stuff you just can't let slide. Like, I don't, like, he is the face of the Bills franchise, and I don't care. You gotta let him sit down. You gotta say, Josh, sit down, come back in next week healthy. Mitch Trubisky can take over this game. And who knows, Mitch Trubisky comes in, maybe we win that game. Josh Allen was out of it. I mean, he was not playing like himself in the last 2 minutes. Or last minute, whatever it was. I'm just getting sick of Sean McDermott. He's just not being a leader. And he's just not being a great head coach. I mean, the Jets fire Robert Saleh today because of a 2-3 start. I want him to at least win one Super. I think we all do. Josh Allen deserves it. Josh Allen, literally, he deserves a Super Bowl win. 100%. If you say otherwise, you're wrong. Josh Allen deserves a Super Bowl win, but not at the cost of his career or possibly his life. I mean, concussions are no joke. And especially of that level where it's literally knocking you clean out. I mean, he smacked his head on the ground. And obviously, it's not as much of a concern for Josh Allen as it was for Tua because this is Josh Allen's, like, maybe second concussion of his career in the NFL. And Tua had, what, like 4 or 5? And I did see the Patriots are starting Drake May on Sunday. I did see that. I did see they were starting Drake May on Sunday, which is I think it's the best decision because Jacoby Brissett has just playing terrible. I mean, Jacoby Brissett has not been playing like a starting quarterback. He started off the season good. I mean, but no. I mean, no. But I mean, if the Bills play how they played these last 2 weeks, we're not beating the Jets on Sunday. I'm gonna be honest. We usually don't even play good at MetLife Stadium. We don't. Everyone hates playing at their stadium. They say the turf's bad there. I mean, the Bills need to play super high level football if they want a chance to beat the Jets on Sunday. I mean, they have Breece Hall, one of the best running backs in the game, and our run defense has been the worst in the league. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long Sean McDermott can stay head coach. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, he's lucky we have a chill owner and and a a chill general manager. Because I mean, if this is any other team, I mean, Sean McDermott needs to go. I don't care about playoffs if he can't get us to the big game because of his stupid mistakes. He's the reason we didn't get into the Super Bowl. If we beat the Chiefs, we need to get past the Chiefs. We need to get past the Chiefs. It's like we beat him in the regular season every year. At this point, I'd rather lose to them in the regular season and beat him in the playoffs. Like, take the loss of regular season, make it to the playoffs, and beat him. It's like we get there every year, and we come across. I don't know what happens when we face the Chiefs. If we get scared or something. Tyler Bass, he's been playing like one of the worst kickers in the league. I mean, it's like wide right, really, Tyler Bass, really? That should have been it. Even this season, Tyler Bass has been missing field goals that could possibly have won us some games. I mean, I'm surprised Josh Allen hasn't snapped on the sideline and just started screaming at people. I know he's not that kind of guy, but I mean, if the Jets win on Sunday, they're tied for the lead in the AFC East. Exactly. We can't afford a loss on Sunday. I mean, especially to a division rival. We can't. We just can't. No, we can't take a loss to a division rival on Sunday. It will both be 3-3. We can't afford that. I'm just gonna be honest. We just can't. I mean, it's just getting horrible, man. I mean, it's just every other team thinks of it as a business, and the Bills just, I don't know, like they're just out of the loop or something. I mean, it's they've like the team has so much love for Sean McDermott because he's just been that guy for the last few years. They're not gonna get rid of him because they have love. No matter how much he holds us back, we're not getting rid of him because we have love for him. It's like, it's like, it's just like, I used to love Sean McDermott. Like last year when everyone was hating him, and I was like, give the guy a break, it's not his fault. But this year, it's like 100% his fault. He admitted to it. He admitted it on Sunday after the game. He said, it's my fault. I called those pass plays in the last, whatever, how long was left, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever, I don't really care. He admitted it. He said it was his fault. So now he's actually admitting to the mistakes he's making and saying he's going to fix them, but I don't even think I can believe him. Because he hasn't fixed it in the past. How can I believe him? I don't think I can. Like, it's plain and simple. I just don't think I can believe Sean McDermott. It's just getting to the point where it's like he's just ruining the Bills. He's actually just ruining the Bills. He is making us look like clowns when we know we're not clowns. Every Bills fan and NFL analysis out there knows of who the Bills are, and the Bills are a great team. But it's just coaching and staff, and it's just been holding us back. The athletic trainers letting Josh Allen go into it back into that game was the dumbest thing they could have did. It's like risking a player's career at the cost of winning a game, which we still lost. I mean, we couldn't score in the red zone. Josh Allen was probably out of it, probably like, where am I? And we're putting him back in the game because he said he's okay. Just because he said he's okay doesn't mean he's okay. Like, like just because a player says they're okay and fine doesn't mean they're okay and fine. Like, it's not like Sean McDermott should have been the guy that said, "Josh, sit down. You're not in the right head. You just smacked your head off the ground like a basketball. You're not okay." That's what should have been done. Alright, guys, I have to go grab a drink of water really quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, but I mean, I need a drink. I was starting to get dry mouth. I've been talking for 45 minutes straight. I am wondering if the Bills window is closing. I think everyone would agree that they were a better team 2 years ago. I mean, absolutely. We were absolutely a better team 2 years ago. And I think we could be a better team than we were 2 years ago, but Sean McDermott's holding us back. I mean, like, it's just getting so bad with like these little, and it's just the little mistakes making us lose games, man. I don't. I think the Bills window will always be open with Josh Allen as the quarterback. I mean, that's literally my opinion. I just think he needs good coaches. Like, that's like really it. Josh Allen paired with a good coach and a solid number one guy. I mean, match made in heaven. If you guys are new, don't forget to drop a sub. If you guys are new and not already subbed, We're trying to hit 500 subscribers. And if you haven't liked the stream, it helps us get out to more people. But so they could show their anger towards Sean McDermott. If they have anger. It's crazy because last year I was defending him so hard, saying he's not on the hot seat, he shouldn't be in the hot seat if he is. It's not his fault we're losing. But now it's just like, come on. It's just like these stupid, childish mistakes you're making. Like, not even a rookie head coach would make. The first year in the league, you're making these mistakes. You've been in the league for a long time. You know you can't make these mistakes. This is the NFL. This isn't college. You can't make mistakes, and you can't make a mistake and not think it's gonna change the outcome of the game. You know what I mean? It's like every little mistake in the NFL could change the whole outcome of a game. It's like Sean McDermott's just messing around. It's just getting out of hand, man. I'm personally just waiting to see the news Sean McDermott's getting fired. And it's gonna happen. I mean, it just is. Like, I'm just getting sick of watching the Bills lose because of Sean McDermott. And it's not always his fault, right? Like, sometimes players make stupid mistakes, like Mac Hollins makes that drop. You can't blame Sean McDermott for a receiver dropping the ball. But you could blame him for throwing it 3 times instead of running the clock out and taking it to overtime. Like, that's his choice. And now we could... Josh Allen, right, completes that ball. That would have went to overtime. But it didn't happen. We should have ran the ball. Got out of the end zone. It's like, even when we're in that far back in the end zone, there's a chance at a safety. The punter gets the ball. He's not looking around when he catches it. No, he just tries to go up and punt. If a little piece of his heel or the back of his foot steps a little bit out, even one little stud on his cleat touches the white line, it's a safety, and then they win. It's like the opportunities to win in that game were so many, and it's just like we didn't capitalize on them. I mean, we're going to see where Sean McDermott sits at the end of the season, but it's not looking good for him. At the beginning of the season, it was looking great. Josh Allen was playing like the MVP. James Cook was running like he was freaking Barry Sanders or something. Or like our receivers were playing good. Mac Hollins wasn't dropping the ball. Keon Coleman was getting hit in the back of the head with the ball, which I'm not going to take too much anger out on him because he's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes, and he made up for that mistake with a beautiful touchdown. He showed off his quickness. He showed off how he could use his size. But, like, Josh Allen's lucky not to have any interceptions on the season. I'm just going to be honest. And if I see Chiefs fans talking trash about the Bills, I get mad because your team has barely won. I mean, the Chiefs have been squeaking by. Patrick Mahomes is probably playing one of the worst seasons of his career. I mean, how many interceptions does the guy already have? I mean, it's just horrible. And then Bobby Babich, the defensive coordinator, that idiot. I mean, his defense has been terrible. Stopping the run. I think Sean McDermott's... We should fire him as head coach and hire him as coordinator. Because honestly, when he was the defensive coordinator, our defense looked great and our offense was struggling a little bit. Until the end of the season when we got Joe Brady. And I actually agree with you, Ron. I don't think we should fire him till the end of the season. if he does bad. And I think he will be fired if the Bills don't make it to the Super Bowl, or at least maybe just go farther in the playoffs. It's like we just can't keep giving Sean these chances. And I'm not a Sean McDermott hater, okay? I like the guy. I defended the guy until the Sunday's game. I'm like, okay, this guy's really starting to like work my nerves. It's like that was terrible play calling. And I wouldn't even be blaming him. I would be blaming on Joe Brady if he didn't take accountability for it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have said, Joe Brady, you're an idiot for calling the plays. But no, it was Sean McDermott. He said it in a press conference. He was like, I take full responsibility for calling those last 3 passes. And which I give him props for taking responsibility for it, because some coaches don't. As we saw Zach Taylor blaming Joe Burrow for stuff which is absolutely just wrong. You never blame players for stuff. You never blame anybody for stuff unless you're blaming yourself. That's just the truth. Like Josh Allen didn't go in his press conference and say, "Oh, we would have won if Matt Collins caught that ball and this and this and this." He's like, "No, we got to play it now." Like, you don't do that. Like, that's like that's not what you do. You don't throw anybody under the bus unless you're throwing yourself under the bus. That's just how it is. Like, you would take self accountability, but don't say nothing about other players. Zach Taylor, you're an idiot. I gotta stop calling people idiots, but anyway. Just not nice to call people idiots. Chat, don't call people idiots. But I mean, Sean McDermott, I'm giving him a chance. Okay? I'm not saying his career is done in Buffalo. And I don't want it to be. I like the guy. He just needs to smarten up and make better decisions. That's all I'm saying. It's like, you can't, and you know this. You cannot play aggressive when your quarterback just got concussed, his head smacked like a basketball, and you're trying to pass the ball downfield to get in field goal range to win the game. Just take it to overtime. You have a better chance of winning the game. Like, our defense was doing good against them. We were stopping them. Dorian Williams is playing like an absolute beast. Like, come on. Play smart. Play smart. It's like, Sean McDermott, come on, like, the first 3 games of the season, they were great. Josh Allen, they were calling great plays. We always had the safety route. Josh Allen always would throw to the running back if he's nothing open downfield. He had time in the pocket. Sean McDermott and Joe Brady, they were on the same page calling good games. And now it's just like, why after week 3, when we face an actual good team like the Ravens, does your game plan change? It's to stay the same. It should, like, just keep the same. You don't change up the entire game plan just because the team's a little bit better. It's like you're not even utilizing James Cook like we were before at the beginning of the season. I mean, James Cook was looking like he was going to be the best running back in the league. I mean, he was just scoring touchdown after touchdown, rushing for hundreds of yards, and he was catching passes like he was a wide receiver. And now we're not even using him anymore. Like, even Ray Davis, the rookie, he was playing pretty good. It's like, man. I I I would give Sean McDermott to the end of the season, man. Like Ron said, 12 games. There's still 12 games. It's a long season. Who knows? The Bills could go undefeated for the rest of the season. I doubt it'll happen, but it could happen. It might happen. You just don't know what the rest of the season's gonna look like. Sean McDermott, I mean, just play smarter. I mean, that's all really you have to do. Just you're gonna try to score some tickets to Chiefs in November, but that will be tough ticket to get. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you'll be able to get them. It'll just be really expensive. I actually want to see if I can see how much they are right now. I want to get tickets to a Bills game sometime this season, but I mean, if I get the Chiefs one, that'd be the best. Especially if the Bills are sitting at a pretty decent record. Like when's the next time we're even in Buffalo, man? October 23rd to Titans. So this is our last away game for a week. Okay. I mean, Bills tickets are expensive the more we're not facing. I mean, when we're facing. Let's see. I mean, if you want to sit in like the 300 rows, section 328. So like the highest up you go are $320. If you on Ticketmaster, so $320 for like the worst seats in the stadium. Okay, $320 for the worst seats in the stadium. Chat. Let's see how much you're gonna pay if you want some good seats. $605 for a midfield. If you want to sit midfield. Let's see how much it is behind the goalpost. $399. That's actually not bad for sitting behind the goalpost. But that's like the same price as sitting in the row 300s. That's not terrible. But still not great. I mean, if I can get some tickets, man, I'm just not dropping 4, 5, 600 on a ticket to a Bills game. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, for a week on a beach in Cuba, I have to pay the Canadians dollar, which is worth only $70. Is only worth 73 cents. It's cheaper for a week on a beach in Cuba. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they're just charging so much money for Bills tickets nowadays. It's just crazy. It really is crazy, man. It's like even when the new stadium is built, they're gonna be even more money. To be honest, hey, whoever liked the stream, I really do appreciate you. If you guys don't forget to drop a sub, we're trying to hit 500 subscribers. But like, Bills tickets are just they're just crazy, man. I mean, I don't even think like. So let's see how much it is to go to the Jets game in New York City. It's probably nowhere near $600. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, look, section 325 in Buffalo versus the Chiefs. It was $300 in MetLife Stadium or whatever. Yeah, MetLife Stadium. It's $90. Half field is $275. In Buffalo, it was $600. So if you want to watch a game, like if you want to sit midfield at the Jets game, Jets versus Bills, $275. If you want to sit midfield at the Chiefs versus Bills game, you're paying $700. Like, come on. You just can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's crazy, man. Look. I mean, we're gonna see what happens Sunday. We're gonna see. I mean, I'm always a Bills supporter. I don't care if we go 2-15. I'm not gonna give up on my team. You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch them to the end, and I'm gonna watch them like we're still in contention, even though I know we're not. And right now, we're in contention. We're gonna be in contention all season. That's just how we do. That's how the Bills do. Um, and I mean, at the end of the day, the season's nowhere near over. So people were definitely overreacting after the Bills lose to the Texans and the Ravens, saying, "Oh, they can't beat good teams. They only beat bad teams." We beat the Cardinals. They just beat the 49ers. So I mean, you can't really say anything. You know what I mean? It's like I don't even watch them shows anymore, like Nick Wright or Good Morning Football. It's because they just over exaggerate things. They're like, "Oh my God, Josh Allen played terrible. Is this the end of the season?" We're only in week 5. There's still 12 more games. Last year, the Bills had a terrible record before their bye week. They come out of their bye week, they won 6 in a row. Make it to the playoffs. And guess what? We lose to the Chiefs because of a wide right field goal. Like, jeez, man. Jeez. 83% of chat thinks Sean McDermott's last year in Buffalo. 17% thinks it is not Sean McDermott's last year in Buffalo. I'm torn on it. I mean, at the beginning of this episode, I was a little bit like, come on, you gotta, like, but now I'm kind of like, if we do good this season, I think until the Bills don't make it to the playoffs, which is who knows when, that's when Sean McDermott will get fired. Unless he keeps making these stupid decisions. It'd be different if it was literally the players' fault we're losing this game. But no, it was a coaching decision that lost us that game. It's just getting out of hand. I mean, I think Sean McDermott's a great coach. Defensive minded. I mean, he could run a defense better than anybody in the league. I mean, I go back to Cookie Road days with Bills. They played in an old stadium that used to be filmed for natural. Bills fans are definitely the most loyal in sports. Bills fans, they'll max out credit cards to go watch their Bills play. They don't care if they go. Like, a Bills fan will go into so much debt to go watch their team play. But it's like, we're the most loyal fans, and they're charging us more than any other team. We're paying $700 for one game. Season tickets, like, they're starting to charge more than season tickets for one game. It's like, it's not even worth it to go to the games anymore. And I love going to Bills games. I love the atmosphere. It's so much fun at Bills games. I mean, even when it's freezing cold and snowing, it's so much fun at a Bills game. I went to Bills games last year. I haven't been to one this year yet. I want to. I went to I usually go to a couple Bills games every year. It's just the ticket prices. I'm not spending $1,500 to $2,000 just to go see a couple Bills games. It'd be different if they were like the Jet Stadium where they were $100 or even $200, but I'm not spending $600 when I could just watch it at home at the TV, or go to like a little tailgate people are having. That's still a lot of fun to be around Bills fans. I'm just not doing it, man. It's just like, come on. And people pay it. Like, Bills fan, the Bills stadium will be filled to the max during a Bills game. I'm not saying people don't pay it. People will pay it, but it's just still overcharging for the people that pay it. I mean, when the new stadium comes out, tickets are going to be through the roof. They're going to be over $1,000. And I mean, that's just a fact. It's already came out that it's going to be like that. And it's terrible. I mean, they're charging Bills fans who are so loyal hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. For what? Like, I don't understand. It's just getting out of hand. It's just getting so bad. Like, everything with the. I don't even know when Sean McDermott's contract with the Bills is up. if I'm being honest with you. I'm just gonna be honest, I don't know when Sean McDermott's contract's up with the Bills. I actually don't. Chat, if you guys don't forget to like and subscribe if you can. Cardinals have the cheapest seats in the NFL. Yeah, and the Cardinals are actually starting to play good. It's actually like the better the team plays, the more the price goes up, right? Because like I'm surprised the Cardinals are actually the cheapest. Honestly, I thought it would be the Panthers. So I actually learned something today. So thank you for that. I honestly thought it would be the Panthers, to be honest, because I mean they're terrible. Like I remember last year, the Panthers tickets literally got down to like $20. It was like preseason tickets. I mean, and no one was going with $20 seats. I mean, it's just terrible. Yeah, don't forget if you guys are new, drop a like on the stream. John's contract go through 2027. So, if I'm being honest with you guys, what is the next year's 2026? He's going through 2027. So what? There are 2 seasons after this one. If Sean goes good this season and maybe the next 2, with a Super Bowl somewhere in these 3 years, we'll re-sign Sean McDermott as the head coach. If he does bad this year, we could cut him this year. We could get rid of him next year. But also, you got to think, what if a new head coach comes in? He's going to want a new program. The offense is going to look like, you know what I mean? It's like you always got to think of the downsides too. Sean McDermott knows this team at the end of the day. He knows what we're capable of. He has, since Josh Allen's been in the league, he's only been under one head coach. You know what I mean? I mean, he's been under a few offensive coordinators, but one head coach. And I think Bill's biggest, I know it wasn't the Bills' fault. I know he wanted to leave, but Leslie Frazier, I mean, he was a great defensive coordinator. He really was. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing him back over Bobby Babbitt. I'm not a fan of Bobby Babbitt. I know it's his first season. He's only been in 5 games. And our defense hasn't looked the worst, but they have not looked how they should look. Like, come on. It's like, we just gotta do better. And we will do better, trust me. We always do. There's like, it's nowhere near the end of the season, so don't get worried that our team's doing a little bit bad. At least we didn't get blown out 2 weeks in a row. At least we actually put up a fight against the Exactly, Ron. Getting rid of Leslie Frazier was dumb, if I'm gonna say it politely. And then yeah, I mean Leslie Frazier was the best defensive coordinator we've had in the Josh Allen era of the Buffalo Bills. In the McDermott era, and the McDermott administration. That was the best defensive coordinator we had. Brian Dable. He was the best offensive coordinator we've had in the Josh Allen era and the Sean McDermott administration. Brian Dable was great for Josh Allen. They worked well together. And in my opinion, why is the offensive coordinator sitting up in the booth? You should be on the field so when your quarterback comes off, you talk to him about the play. He doesn't want to hear it through a headset. You guys got to talk face to face and go over the plays. That's what has to happen. I know some offensive coordinators go inside, some don't. But you just get on the sideline. Why are you up in a booth? Like, what are you doing in the booth? You ain't doing nothing. On the plays. Get on the sideline and talk to your team when something bad happens. Help them correct it. It's just so bad. The Bills administration, and I'm worried for Josh Allen. After that hit and us letting him go back out there knowing he just got a concussion and was knocked out. Not even the Dolphins would do that. And I don't even like the Dolphins. I don't like Mike McDaniels. He was mega chat, but I mean, I don't like Mike McDaniels. I don't even like, and even the Dolphins know when they gotta tell Tua, this is your fourth, fifth concussion. Sit down. Go into the locker room. This could be the end of your career. I mean, they didn't say that to him, obviously, but like they're thinking that in their head. They're like, you gotta go. Like, this could be a career-ending injury. You gotta get it. You gotta go. Obviously, Josh Allen, it's not career-ending yet because he has barely had any. He barely has concussions. He never really has concussions, to be honest. I don't think he's ever had one in his career as the Buffalo Bill in the Buffalo Bill. Maybe one, but like, come on. We just gotta be smarter. We just gotta be smarter as a team. When Josh Allen gets on the sideline, they didn't even take him in the blue tent right away. They let him, you know, stand around and say he says he's good. He sits down, and then eventually the people upstairs say, "Oh, Josh, you gotta get checked out. You're not going back in the game until you get checked out." He goes in the game. He gets checked out. He comes out. They offer him smelling salts to wake him up because he's out of it. He gets back in the game. He's like, "Trubisky, get out." He literally does this. Get out. I'm like, oh god, here we go. In the moment of the game, I'm like, okay, Josh Allen's back. We got this. We got this. Then in the back of my head, I'm like, he's back? I was surprised. I'm like, he's back? Dude, he was just knocked out. This dude was just laying there lifeless, and he's back in the game. I've never seen this before. Apparently, player safety just doesn't matter to the Bills organization. As long as we're winning games, which we're not. I mean, I hope when I do a post-game stream on Sunday, we're happy. We're talking good about Sean McDermott, and we're talking good about the Bills organization. I genuinely hope, or Monday night. I hope Monday night, after the game, we get on the stream. It is all good. It's only good talks. I mean, we lose to Jets. That's a bad look. 3 games in a row. You win 3 in a row, you lose 3 in a row. Guy can't be a cycle. No. No. I mean, I'm looking at something right now. The nightcap. Bills bottoming out. Yeah. Which, I don't know if you noticed, Ron, he had started sliding a little bit more after that hand injury, but still. I mean, he's taking hits no quarterback should be taking. I mean, he is just lowering his shoulder into people, which we all love when it happens, if we're all being honest. No one can sit here and tell me that whenever Josh Allen hurdles somebody or lowers his shoulder and runs somebody over, they're not like, oh my god, he's a beast, which I do personally. We all do it. And he's a big guy. He's 6'5", 230 to 40, 50 pounds, whatever. He can do those things. But now, he's getting injured. It's causing injuries. He hurdles Buda Baker, lands on his hand, injures his hand, possibly affected him. And now our O-line is killing him. Because when he got that concussion, he wasn't trying to run. He was trying to get out of the pocket to throw the ball. And our O-line just let people get through. They're like, oh no, you're good, get through. He gets tackled from behind without knowing it. So that's why he was so unprotected. He didn't realize he was about to get tackled. He gets tackled, smacks his head on the ground twice. First time was obviously harder. It like boom, bounces back up after the first hit, boom, bounces again. So they're like, oh yeah, you're good. The medical professionals on the sideline, they're not the ones that control if you let him back in the game or not. I would have saw my star quarterback get knocked on the field and say, Josh, you're done. Sit down. You're done. Take the pads off. You're done for the game. Put Trubisky and let him finish out the game. At the end of the day, we lost the game anyway. I know we didn't know we were gonna lose the game, but we did. Like maybe Trubisky would have won us the game. It's a bunch of what ifs. You know what I mean? All it is what ifs at this point. And it's just getting so bad and dangerous for Josh Allen, especially. Josh Allen more than anybody. It's like, come on, man. And the Bills have had way too many injuries this season, and the last season was the same way. I mean, Matt Milano's out. Dorian Williams comes in, playing better than Matt Milano. I mean, Dorian Williams is playing like a beast. He's playing like the best player on the team. I mean, he was all over the field yesterday, getting tackled, fumble recoveries, knocking passes down. I mean, you just can't, like... Crazy. Alright, Ron, see you. Hope to see you again sometime. I don't know when we're gonna be doing another one of these Bills Talk podcast episodes. Hopefully soon. I was actually gonna be heading out in a minute anyway, so I'll see ya. But yeah, chat, we do gotta get out here in a minute here, but so 86% of you guys think he'll be fired. I don't know. It depends how the rest of the season goes. Is he in the hot seat? Let me just answer the main question of this live stream. Is he in the hot seat? Absolutely, after yesterday's game. Is he guaranteed fired after the season? Definitely not. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see. I mean, it's literally it's that simple. We're gonna see what happens. If you guys don't forget to drop a sub and like the stream and help us get out here, we're gonna be doing these Bills Talk lives more. Then we obviously have the regular Bills Talk videos. I have a Bills Talk coming out of my predictions, my week 6 predictions. So stay tuned for that. Our next Bills Talk live probably be either tomorrow or the next day. I mean, I don't know for sure. But thanks for all the likes on this stream, by the way. Thanks to Ron and Ty and Handy for chatting. Appreciate you guys. It was fun talking with you guys. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, he's on the hot seat. He absolutely is on the hot seat. The Bills just have to get momentum back, man, and we'll be good. It's like that's all we need. A little bit of momentum goes a long way. It looks like that's gonna be it for me here tonight, guys. I love and thank you guys for all the support, of course. And I'll see you guys in the next stream, definitely. There'll be another Bills Talk live sometime this week. So stay tuned. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow or not. I'm busy tomorrow. I gotta do a couple things. I gotta like open like a bank account and a bunch of stupid crap. I don't want to do what I gotta do. So thank you guys for showing support on the stream today. It does mean a lot. Thank you guys for the new subscribes. We did get another subscriber today, which is awesome. Bills Mafia is the best mafia. They really show up on YouTube, man. Like I see everyone like Bills Mafia is the best. Always been the best. Always will be the best. Yeah. So I do love you guys. Go Bills. Of course, go Bills. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Peace out.